Yeah,
nothing too big.
Yeah.
After 12
Very simple.
rounds of Swiss in top 64, we are down to this two duelists, and we will crown YCS Bologna champion. Wow.
I have chills right now. Thank you, Ed. That was an incredible intro.
Yes.
Unbelievable. I'm excited. This is an incredible matchup. We've got the well-decorated Joshua Schmidt, and of course his opponent, not so bad himself, a YCS finalist in his own right.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing another one here against, you know, one of the best players in Europe, if not in the world. I mean, world champion 2023 of Master Duel, and I think that, you know, I can't wait to see this final, honestly, guys, and
it's an amazing one. Nonetheless, two very different decks, obviously. We have seen Runic, Joshua. That is a story we have already seen, a movie we know the ending of. But against him is Anthony Lopez with his amazing Rescue Ace deck. And what more can you say about him? YCS Lyon finalist. There he found Crystal LeBlanc, another multiple-time YCS winner, 2 times against such huge champions. That is something quite unique, but now he will try his best again to knock down one of the best players of all time.
Because I like Anthony Lopez because he's like the underdog at each event, and then I really like Joshua Schmidt because he's a really good player. Like, he trolls on stream and like he gets distracted on stream, but when he plays events, holy, like his soul gets absorbed, gets possessed.
Something Yamayuki.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, duelists, it's time for the final of 2,488 players culminating in this last duel. Joshua Schmidt in the red versus Anthony winning the dice roll, leading us off with Pot of Prosperity.
It's always
Rescue
6.
Deck versus Joshua Schmidt's bestial synchro strategy.
Again, the most represented deck, even in Top Cut, against one of the most unique ones there, but this doesn't mean anything. Nobody has the advantage right now. But let's see these reveals from Anthony.
Preventer, Ash, Preventer.
We've got Preventer as well.
Looks like Contain. Probably going to take Rota, but that trade plays into Droll. If you already have combo, you might just take Prevent. Sorry, you're probably going to take Rota, but that plays into Droll. If you take Preventer, that would mean you already have Airlifter and you need that as an extender. But he's going to take Rota here, no Droll and Resolution. Rota at Airlifter, Airlifter at Emergency. And then Emergency summon Hydrant, tributing the Airlifter.
yeah, off to a pretty good start, honestly, and this is actually the first time that we get to comment a Rescue Ace, and maybe for once we get...
no,
I don't want to say it.
I mean, it was Alberto speak for the event, and it's very close.
No Ash either. Doesn't look like there's any hand traps from Joshua Schmidt.
Yeah, something a little bit different, I suppose, for us here at least.
I mean, still not going to get much use against Fire Deck.
Emergency is going to trigger attributed impulse from hand instead of the Airlifter. We mostly want bodies now on the field to help make plays. Maybe we're trying to also make a rank 4.
There is one final fighter remaining, and his name is Anthony Lopez here as we are dropping down Turbulence.
Finish Emergency and the Impulse, Turbulence,
set 4 cards directly.
Setting, Extinguish, Contain, Alert, and Rescue.
The 4 cards from the deck here setted directly. I mean, wow, it's an incredible card and so much value gained from a singular boss monster. And will we continue on with some plays here to recycle?
We can activate the alert here to search Preventer.
This deck is in fact playing the Proxy Magician version, which sets up the Terahertz, and that gives you the negate in the graveyard for your turn 1 play. Let's see if he actually goes for that. Alright, and there is a search here coming up.
Absolutely. Let's see. On the other hand, Joshua obviously has a lot of ways to disrupt this field. Going second with his runic spells.
Airlifter and Turbulence,
We have seen him
summon IP,
He has gone through quite a
Prevent
significant top 8. He knocked
banishing
two
the yellow of
Labyrinth
the...
decks with both Joe and then
Are we
Dinka
just
Bull,
passing on
so he
this?
had quite the rough journey up to this final.
Goes for Preventer here from the hand, making
So the Preventer is the Book of
Masquerade
Moon, the
going
IP can make
into
SP, which is an additional 2
the
interruptions, and
resolve
then
position.
Extinguish
So
and Contain is
offer turn
impermanent
now,
pop, and then
quite
the
also
alert can
fast.
either summon
Set
from
cards as well.
Anthony's
Nice.
graveyard
Looks like
or
with
Joshua's
SP Blue
graveyard
Knight.
because the Hydrant is
Lots of,
on the field.
disruption and one-card combos utilized in the Rescue Ace strategy.
This is just
Probably
new,
why
does
it's been
Runic
so
still
popular
seem
with
kind of
Runic,
like
and
what
it's just
True Runic does? It does.
versatile
It's exactly that.
deck that has so many ways to just generate advantage, control the field, but will it be enough?
Seems like he has 3 monsters and 3 spells, so pretty even end. Sometimes you want to see more.
Evenly matched, perhaps you could say.
That would have been a card.
Here is the Bestial Lebellion being discarded from the hand, searching any Bestial from the deck here. Gonna get Magnamut most likely. Doesn't have a ton
Activating
of
Lebellion here, the
synergy
Bestials
in
don't
this
have
matchup.
any
Unfortunately, the Bestial's
natural
a little
target
weaker.
besides the
Rescue
Lebellion, so
Ace
there's no
full
Druisworm
fire engine.
checking
Literally
the
gonna get a fire
SP.
engine. So no Light and Darks to banish.
So we're gonna just go
Take
fetch a
advantage
Magnamut.
of the Bestials,
It gets
but
us follow-up.
we're going to get Magnamut out
applies
of the deck
pressure.
regardless, and I think we're going to be mostly relying on our Runics to try and take this one down here. And we do have 3 spells in hand here, one of which is Tip.
And that's arguably the best one, so why not?
Yeah, this matchup is probably something that Josh has played a lot of going through this entire tournament. Lots of representation, as we mentioned, from Rescue Ace. What do you think about the Rescue Ace matchup versus Runics?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be like so disappointed if I were Joshua to play against Rescue Ace. I mean, the die roll was impactful because like this is huge. Honestly,
Magnamut target our own Lebellion.
gives you a free Book of Moon, let's say.
That is
And I mean, with this hand being
dire.
drawn by Joshua, honestly, he doesn't have
Magnamut
much.
effect.
Because, yeah, here with the 3 set
Contain
from
to negate.
Anthony, yeah, indeed, he's just trying maybe to let Josh. I mean, I think Joshua knows what Rescue Ace does, right?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to contain here, it looks like. That is...
Let's see if there is a response. We know, but no, doesn't seem like it. So we'll resolve.
Yeah, so the Rescue Ace cards, for those of you unfamiliar, you have a bunch of effects that you can activate, such as special summoning, negating, as well as destroying. But they also benefit from bonus effects when you have the Hydrant on the field here. And that is sort of the heart and soul of the deck, because it's extremely important to maintain the Hydrant's presence so that you can get maximum value out of all of your spells and traps.
And this is exactly the case here.
activating Dispelling to summon. Probably just going for Hugin. We could even go for a Gary to potentially make a Chaos Angel.
I'm curious to see if
We're just gonna go for
we're actually in
Hugin,
the battle
discard,
phase.
try to find
We
a
could have went battle phase.
discarding a
with
Sarnia
Magnamut,
to
then
send a
try and
Lebellion,
win
try
out
to find
Masquerade,
a
but
That's a great card.
Fountain. If this gets ashed, then it's unfortunate. Velo is also unfortunate. The only play around the Velo here would probably be Duality.
Activate the Hugin potentially.
This resolves, we get Fountain, the Sarnia will send Lebellion.
Good synergy off of that discard, because now the Sarnier can dump as well as searching out the all-important Fountain. Sarnier replacing itself here with the Lebellion, so the banish of the Magnamut, like I mentioned at the start, not a lot of synergy in this matchup because you're really lacking the light and darks that your opponent can facilitate for you to give you essentially free summons and take away their resources, so we're going to have to use our own here, but it's okay. Sarnier fills up the grave nicely, which means Lebellion should be able to become special summon to the field and get that all-important regained up.
Anthony gonna shotgun the Preventer here, Book of Mooning the Hugin and the EMZ, shutting off any potential link plays and any future Runics. Notably, the Magnamut cannot be used as extra deck material either, so that Magnamut cannot be used as second material.
The zone kind of important here because it is where you summon all of your Runic fusion monsters from. So denying the ability to utilize that right now means that we can't go into things like Chaos Angel, we can't do our synchro plays, and really important Preventer activation here. Don't forget, we also have the Masquerade online still unused. So a huge amount of disruption still left from Anthony.
And obviously we have seen already Joshua key card in the deck, which is that branded regain to just keep on accumulating
Tip can pitch us Flashing Fire, which can clear the SP, provided we have another runic in hand.
We have to try and search for something that deals with Masquerena before we can commit our runic fountain to field, because you do not want to have your fountain disrupted here. You can quite easily protect it generally with the Hugin, but unfortunately that's been set face down. So our next order of operations that we're going to have to deal with is the Masquerena, and it looks like Josh is trying to find a tool to deal with it, either going for Hydrant or Masquerena here.
Absolutely, the Flashing Fire. Let's see what he banishes off the top. Nothing too relevant, it seems.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of one-offs in the rest.
So what's going to happen here, Josh is going to activate Fountain, IP is going to be chained to Chilling 2. He cannot chain Flashing Fire right now if he wants to keep and draw as well, because the Fountain needs to be face up on the field on resolution, and then when the runic spell is activated he can draw 3. If he chains as Chilling 2 to his Fountain, or Chilling 3 as to his Fountain now, he won't get the draw 3. So he needs to have another 2 runic spells in hand if the IP activates. But it doesn't look like the IP is being forced out right now. By the way, this is Konami, not me. So normal summon Quim comes out.
Part of Joshua's deck. We have been waiting for a while for these Quems, and now we finally get to see one.
Yeah, Quem is sort of the other kind of normal summon engine of the deck here, because it allows you to facilitate more synchro plays. It's also a light and a dark.
2 cards left in Joshua Smith's hand. 2 unknowns. Quem gets to send Cartesia.
You can return it to the hand for more resources, and does allow you to go into synchro plays here. Now, it's important as well because Quem is a light rather than a dark, so it does mean you get a lot of good value from Chaos Angel if you decide to go into that.
And also we did duality.
Tribute the Magnum mode for Lebellion. Lebellion can place branded regained, and there's nothing currently that Anthony Lopez can do in response to that, besides SB Banish it, which gets checked by the Flashing Fire now. But he's going to contain, try and destroy the Lebellion on summon, which is going to be made with a Slumber to protect the Lebellion from destruction.
So the Extinguish being stopped by the Slumber protection here, so that we can keep our Lebellion on the field and on the new chain as well. Really importantly, Fountain.
Notably, we still do have the Flashing Fire in hand to protect, insulate us from the IP. So we have draw 3 here, no problems, and then we just need to draw into any sort of essentially extender to make synchro plays. Because we don't have a battle phase, so we have to clear basically everything here.
Yeah, just a huge dodge on the
so IP gets chained here, Flashing Fire has to get chained here.
IP Masquerena here being activated, so we do know that Josh searched out the Flashing Fire. Yeah, just considering the options here before resolving this Flashing Fire, but I think it's very likely we're going to have to stop this Masquerena. And there it is, it comes down here, targeting Masquerena. Alright, chaining the
alert target Turbulence.
Yeah, the alert on the Turbulence, it seems.
So what will happen is the Turbulence gets summoned, Flashing Fire will destroy IP on a new chain, chaining 1 Fountain to draw, and then chaining 2 Turbulence, and Turbulence will destroy the Fountain.
Seems like the chain will now resolve, and what a chain it was indeed.
2 off the top here.
Okay.
And yeah, huge chain being resolved here. This was really important. We needed to have a way to deal with Masquerena.
New chain.
The important part of the strategy is to resolve this Fountain as we target these 3 spells, recycling them back into the deck, and then drawing 3 more. And you can see here Anthony is getting a little bit outgrinded right now.
But now that Anthony has gone for the alert back on the Turbulence, this is what we will try to do.
So I think what Anthony is trying to do here is to dodge, or rather use the effect of the Turbulence to destroy a card on the field here. And
Sarton will get destroyed.
Really well spotted.
Lebellion
Very well played. Yeah.
will get favored.
Last card there.
Lebellion, wow.
Huge defensive plays there by Anthony.
What a play by Anthony.
Big spot there to trigger the turbulence in response, sequencing that perfectly as well to make sure that the turn player
No
priority was also in
Typhon,
Josh's favor.
no possible sinkers unless there's a synchro 12 as well. So it's just pass.
And that's it.
Pass
What
is
a turn by
Josh.
Anthony.
No, wow. Unbelievable. That is really,
On
really
follow-up
well
here,
played by Anthony. Josh
Hydrant
was
can
like
get
he was
Airlifter,
maybe
Airlifter can get
there, but
HQ, and you can
yeah,
reset all your
Anthony,
traps, and then
navigated that
Turbulence
really
can just
well.
set 4
Yeah, that
again.
was,
Good catch, honestly.
So it's basically
great
game.
Play from Anthony. I mean, we mentioned it already. YCS finalist, so 2-time finalist at a YCS is no joke.
Yeah,
and,
this is where
yeah.
things get really out of control here. We've got the headquarters being resolved here. It is just an infinite cycle that you can do with this deck. Putting back your Banished as well as in the graveyard, rescue A spells and traps, and you can just keep resolving Turbulence and the recycling. So you can just keep using these over and over and over again.
What a show off from Anthony,
Absolutely.
honestly.
Amazing.
And because Hydrant is face up as well, you can obviously use one of those set cards,
Fire, rescue A strategy is
like Alert,
just
to
in
try and
full
search
flow
out
here.
another
If you
Preventer if you
didn't
need it,
display
or
all such perfect
like a
gameplay from
Rescue, and then you can
Ace, now
emergency
Anthony's
reset
doing
that Rescue
really well
even,
here to keep
and just
Joshua
try and go for game. Like Reborn, the Magnum
That
Wood
alert,
in
honestly,
Joshua's
I think
graveyard.
that was the game changer.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a
The
huge
game
swing.
would have been probably over on Joshua's
So
favor,
Preventer,
but
attack
instead
Queen.
Anthony found
Little bit of damage
line
because
and, look
HQ
at this
gives a 500
advantage.
attack buff.
Usually it's the Runic deck who, you know, can get ahead. In
Turbulence
terms of
attacking the
card advantage.
Lebellion, Preventer attacking the
just
Hugin.
creating so much here because of the headquarters. Hugin goes back into
And
the Echo
there
deck,
should be a
but
scoop
Josh
from
is
He
completely
left
out.
it top decking, right? 0 cards in hand, 0
I
cards
think
on
he
field.
has nothing in hand, right?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that's really rough here. Josh is going to need something huge.
Is
off
there a
the
top deck
here
that
to
does
try
enough? There is no top deck that does
back
anything.
into this game here, but I don't even know what you can possibly go for because Runic Fountain is going to need another Runic to resolve in order to actually maximize its efficiency here. And, well, Anthony still potentially can go for more Link plays in main phase 2, setting up, I mean, whatever he likes. Can go into an SP still that we haven't used yet. And, yeah, we'll see if we'll see the Proxy Magician lines come out.
And this is exactly what he's going for, but not just goes for a regular SP, passes play back to Joshua, who will now go for the Cartesian. Let's see.
Cartesian returned from the graveyard here back to the hand as Josh draws for turn. That is 2 cards to a full entourage of Rescue Ace spells and traps set off of that Turbulence.
Tough. Okay, we go for the Cartesia. 1 more card in hand.
Cartesia can maybe go battle phase, try and attack over the Hydrant here, but turn off the bonus effects of the Rescue Ace cards. Yeah, that's exactly what Josh is going to try and do here, but the Preventer activates the effect. And that
Could
can
that
set
be
the Cartesia
it?
face down,
And
but
that's
Josh scoops it up. That's going to be game number 1, taken down by Anthony. Incredibly well played with the Rescue Ace deck.
I think it was just
especially to spot that with the
a time strategy. Try and see what your opponent is doing, how they respond to your plays.
Played against a lot of Runic.
Gives you free
that was a good
information.
catch, honestly. I think that he was specifically waiting for the moment, because like Joshua seems like if he was dominating the game once again, he came back into the game after a very solid start from Anthony, and I mean, game 1 goes to him.
No, it just goes to show how close this matchup is and how close this final will be between 2 amazing, amazing players that this weekend are just absolutely killing it. But now that we can take a quick look at their side decks, we can try and figure out what their plan could be. And we are thinking maybe of a card that we didn't get to see in action in the previous one. Yeah, a certain word held by a Thunder Monster, we could say. Maybe that could come
Well, yeah, Denko Seka in this matchup could be quite relevant. We'll see if Josh decides to bring that down. There is a couple of answers you can go for in Rescue A, something like Preventer to set it. Maybe could work potentially. We'll see how exactly that plays out. Josh also
Dinko
plays
Seka
fantastic.
semi-clears the Rescue Ace
In this
import
matchup,
provided
there's
there's
a lot
no
of ways to,
Preventer. Because
generate
Preventer
more
can just
advantage
focus
via
move with
link
Dinko
plays in
Seka.
Rescue Ace,
But if there is no
at the same time,
Preventer, then
move,
you can normal Dinko,
potentially this is one of the
clear the
points that
SP
helped
in
him
battle,
that Josh's
and then
side
just
doesn't
play
actually
main
look
phase 2.
super well suited for this matchup. But yeah, on the side of Anthony, for his side deck. I mean, he gets to go second this time.
Wait a minute,
With
PS4 has been
Runic deck
commentating
with
YCS for quite a while
really
now.
popular. We've seen it in every single side deck. It's been more represented than Ash Blossom even this entire tournament in all of our players' deck lists. That is Droll and Lockbird, a huge card that he could see in this matchup that could potentially change things around for him.
Yeah, we had seen it again in the top 8 match where it seemed as if Joe Droll and Lock would completely shut down Joshua, but in the end that wasn't the case. But obviously Labyrinth and Rescue Ace are completely different. Labyrinth, you know, unless you get things going and the entire setup is kind of slower at setting up the game. If you take
It's
just
definitely
one turn
going
away,
to
as we
be
have seen
a
here,
very
from
tough
Rescue
matchup for
Ace,
Josh.
that gets tough. So maybe Droll and Lock is much better in this particular matchup.
As we're waiting for the players to side up here, you can probably see here just about the beautiful...
I don't even
movie
think
up
Josh
for
has an
grabs. This
advantage
is
going
the
first, to
another
be honest,
versus
because Rescue Ace
Bologna.
plays so much non-engine.
Why they are dueling and for
And
what
so much
they are
impact for
dueling.
non-engine and trap
Obviously we have
non-engine,
mentioned
I mean,
it today during the
against
course of the weekend.
Josh's deck.
You know, Simony,
Like
top
think
of
like
quiz,
Baylor,
now
Imperm,
it's chance
Ash,
to walk
all
home
of
with the
those
oversized
little
swap,
things
but here
over and
they are
over
facing
again
off,
really
not
hurt
only for
Runic
the
decks.
beautiful trophy, but for the ultra rare prize card of another versus Glutonia, and that is nothing to disregard. So there is a lot on the line, of course. Just as a reminder, once again, Joshua trying to win his 4th YCS, which is just ridiculous thing to even mention. While on the other hand, Anthony trying his redemption arc from YCS Lyon, which is just an epic story, honestly, epic storytelling. Thank you guys for the script.
Some of us don't even have 4 tops, let alone 4 wins. So that's up for grabs here. That's looking pretty good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a heavyweight matchup here. Anthony proving himself as a competent finalist. Can he take it all the way up a game against the world champion of Macedo? I mean, you must be feeling pretty confident right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, although, I mean, he's been a YCS finalist, the pressure must be on him, honestly, after, you know, impressive year by Joshua, and, I mean, sitting there at the YCS final as a world champion, honestly, I mean, it's a big deal, and I think he also, did he lose a final? I mean, he won 3.
To be honest,
Yeah,
this final means more to Josh than
I mean, he made out the top 4s, I'm pretty
the
sure.
Master
If he lost
Worlds
the final.
finals for Josh right now, I bet you.
Yeah,
He's won nationals
Because Josh really wants
I
to
think he
catch up
lost
with
in
the
the finals of
TCG,
national for sure to
like
Pi
top of the top.
Like back in the day, we're
Because
talking
there are
about.
people
But
with
in
4 or
terms of
5
YCS,
YCS wins
yeah,
right now, and Josh
maybe
is still
not.
sitting with
Maybe
3.
it's
So
undefeated
him getting to
finals.
4
And now
puts
we're
him
jinxing
in
it.
that
Yeah,
handful
that
of
could be.
people that
I'm
actually
not
have
sure
that
though, I'm
amount
not
of
sure, so let's
YCS
not count on
wins.
that, but
Just a small update for you, those of you at home wondering why we have a bit of a delay here. We're just doing a small check on some sleeves here. So we're just going to have a double check, make sure everything is in order for the players so that they can actually have, yeah, just a good duel for the rest of this match here, making sure everything is in order, nothing is damaged. So that's what we're waiting on right now as we are sitting here for this game number 2 here. If it's possible, perhaps we can maybe bring up the deck breakdown once again, perhaps, so we can talk about that. And just show you just exactly what has unfolded this weekend, because, I mean, yeah, we've talked about the story all weekend. That is the diversity of the format, and here is top 64.
yeah, and funnily enough, we do have, you know, what are the 2 most represented decks in the final, because we have Rescue Ace and Other, because this is exactly what's going on here. Rescue Ace was very represented. It didn't really perform that well throughout Top Card, but Anthony Lopez was the last one standing, and he's here 1-0 up. But among the different variety of decks, Joshua Smith was, you know, a loner as well, and that deck surely shocked us this weekend. It found along his line in the top cut a lot of, gotta say, lighter dark decks, which is why his bestial side of the deck really shined. But now in the final he's up against a fire one, and those might not be as good. But yeah, again, just as a reminder, we have had an incredible weekend of Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot of action. I suggest any of you guys, if you have missed any of the future matches or even our very cool, I want to say, reenactments through either Master versus Caster and the Duel Chronicles, you can just go back and check out any of the action that you might have missed. alongside obviously checking on our social media pages some of the prizes and some of the other events that we have had. We had a very successful Ultimate Time Wizard event for 2005 with hundreds of duelists gathering, and in the end it was Daniele Stella, another YCS winner, who walked home with a copy of Kaiko, which was really cool giant card for this exclusive event. So I'm giving another way to just have fun and compete in Yu-Gi-Oh! And we'll see whether the next one will be and who will take it home. But yeah, it's a lot of different events this weekend.
Yeah, no, Time Wizard 2005, notoriously popular here in Italy. And if you ever go to a YCS, for those of you watching at home, if you are interested in taking part, you know, if you aren't actually a fan of the current format, there's plenty of public events with historical Time Wizard formats.
Oh my god, how long is this deck check taking?
We host a lot of 2010. That's really popular. 2005 is what we have on this weekend, and huge prizes up for grabs.
Yeah, and the level of the competition honestly was huge, because we had, as mentioned before, Italian national champions coming over.
Yeah, that was
I mean,
a blast, you know, from the
past. It was not easy to make top 8, honestly, at this side event. So,
just a small update for those of you wondering, we are currently after game number 1 here. Joshua Schmidt is down a game to Anthony Lopez. Rescue Ace versus Bestial Synchro Runic. Players are currently just re-sleeving right now. So once they get that done, we'll be able to jump back into the table and get some more action on the way.
But in the meantime, for our viewers, so maybe you can type in who you think is going to take this final. So just in chat.
Type it in the chat. Remember, try not to be too biased. I know who you'll be supporting. But yeah, Josh is down a game here. You know, he's got a lot to fight back through. Last feature match, he lost game 1, complete brick, and then reverse sweeped it. So there's so much drama to unfold here potentially. You know, there's still a lot to come your way right now.
Yeah, and you know, some of these fierce animals, when you push them against the wall, they become even tougher to beat, and that might be the case for Joshua. Down again, as mentioned, 1 game, but still completely in this matchup. Can resume now as our duelists are almost ready to fight it back once again, and we'll be able to see who will take this one home.
I think we might still be in the process of side decking right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the sleeves have been corrected. So yeah, we're just going into the siding process here. As you got to make sure you got a good side plan going into your game 2s and 3s. Don't forget, a lot of players sometimes underutilize side decking, right? At least 50% of your duels are played with a side deck, and players sometimes don't practice it and have a good game plan going into their games 2 and 3. Do you have any suggestions or advice for the side deck?
Absolutely. I am a big side deck fan in terms of the
side deck guy.
Absolutely, big side deck guy. No, not even joking, but yeah, it's the #1 thing you should think about, because as you mentioned, at least 50%, but most likely it's going to be 66. You know, so you play more games with the side deck, and that's a really important thing of your deck. And I really like experimentations, and you can see already in our 2 finalists 2 completely different opposite ways. Anthony, a lot of different tech cards. Joshua, 5 free offs, and that's it. So really solid choice from Joshua. Makes sense. Although he has Runic and he can draw more,
I love that.
He just wants maximum consistency.
I love that. Lesser known player, tech gods galore. Pro player, 3-time YCS champion. Yeah, I'm gonna play 5 play sets.
And we are ready to see who will be the winner of game 2. Let's go.
This better not be anticlimactic. Josh, like, hella wins this.
What was the deck check between game 1 and 2?
It wasn't a deck check, it was a re-sleeve, because they noticed one of the players' sleeves was bent or whatever.
88 duelists have taken part in this
Fucking
event,
hell.
and it all comes down to this last duel. Your Runic tip is led with here by Joshua.
No, they're very,
That's a
very
good
strict.
start. Your ability to just search your deck for anything is absolutely powerful.
Ooh, it's a 1-off spell, by the way.
That's a big one. He lost to that card in game 1, and now that card is, for now at least, gone.
One singular banish off the top here, and Runic Tip hits a critical piece of the puzzle here. Going for the Runic Fountain. Reason for that is it's sometimes easier to play through different hand traps.
Add Fountain, Slumber to summon Hugin.
Get the resolution here, rather than holding out and searching the Fountain.
So we're gonna go chaining 1 fountain, target 2, and then chaining 2 Hugin, discarding like a Saranio. Yeah.
Oh,
that's a good discard.
Wow, what a start. Yeah, playing around the Ash Blossom on the fountain. Let's see if there is some response from Anthony. He's thinking about it.
This also means that we get a future Gary add back, because we get to loop fountains. So we get draw 2 now, and then maybe a draw 2 later in the same turn. And then maybe a draw for, say, like Tri-Edge Master as well. So Saranio is going to send a Lubellion, just to enable the other Bestials in hand to actually do something.
For now, it seems like Anthony's fine with this.
And they're just going to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, so even if Anthony drew the side deck Droll and Lockbird, the question is, will it be enough?
Resolution, Saranio will send either another dog or a Lubellion, depending on what he has in hand.
Your main phase, and this is where you start performing multiple searches off of that one chain, protecting you and insulating really well. So
okay, so he's just gonna add another dog, probably because he already has Lubellion in hand, which he's gonna do now.
Let's see. Oh no, okay, he does have the Lubellion. Okay.
Got a triple Lubellion in her hand or something, maybe?
So is Lubellion going to go grab something like a Bestial Looper or a Baldric, any of those?
Sorry, the Bestial Aliber. This is a card that you don't see very often here. We actually haven't even seen this in branded decks, honestly.
The Bestial Looper is just a searchable tuner, a level 4 tuner that can slot your players. Something like Tri-Edge Master is notable there as well.
Yeah, nice addition. Pretty interesting
Coral Dragon.
And thanks to the Runics, this allows you to get easily into Baron de Fleur, for example, pretty much like the Naturia Runic deck that, I mean, Joshua even won the World Championship with, did, so...
Yeah, I don't know, maybe he just thinks 5Ds was the best year of Yu-Gi-Oh! And just wants to be synchroing as much as possible, because we are going into a 6th year, and that's going to be the Coral
Dragon here. Activates another fountain, and you get to summon Gary add back fountain, and draw a card, and then draw a card over your Coral as well.
Draw 1. As we go for the Dispelling, can go for Jerry. Jerry return the other fountain from the graveyard to the hand. Resolve
so chaining 1 fountain, draw 1, chaining 2 Gary to add back fountain.
Oh, that is, yeah, just we are going to go for 1.
Yeah, 1 goes to end, and 1 goes to the bottom to draw a card.
So only 1 draw, we're not saving for a second one here, but also the value that Coral Dragon can offer as a synchro up into 10 means that it is a tuner synchro, allowing you to access Baron, and on top of that, when it goes to the graveyard, you can draw another card. Don't we just love drawing cards?
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's a very solid start.
Below on the Hugin here is okay, it's not the best. Depends on how many Garys Joshua is playing and his recoverability of that fountain.
Second fountain, I guess we're only going to have to settle for drawing 3 cards this turn. What a shame.
We'll draw a 4th one with Coral right now.
Unfortunately though,
I bet
Veiler on the Hugin would have been better than Veiler on Gary, because at any point now, any Runic spot can recover a Runic Fountain for free instead of needing a discard.
We see 1 more off the top here with the Coral Dragon. Question is, do we have a way
so hard drew the regain.
As expected, he did have the regain in hand, and now let's
do we have any bestial? We do actually have another bestial.
What a hand from Joshua.
Huge.
Yeah.
With summon Druis, regain can restack the Gary.
So that we can put the Jerry back into the
if we have a Runic spell, we can summon Gary again, add back Fountain, and then we can even make Chaos Angel here, or we can just go Lubellion if we need to, or if we want to additionally extend,
as well on your opponent's turn. Remember, every single time that your opponent special summons once per turn,
we could obviously go for Runic.
From your graveyard, and we did send the Magnuma, and that's going to get a further search in the end phase. It really is just card advantage the deck. From what I understand, I don't think Josh plays the trap card for Lubellion.
I think he's not playing it. Let me.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I think he did discuss with me a little bit before the event if he was going to.
And then Destruction to summon
try and play it just
Gary.
Matchups in the side deck.
Gary add back that Fountain.
He has opted to not go for that, so another Runic being activated here. I think that was the Destruction.
And then from here you can just make it a little
This
SD.
allows him to go in, once more into the Jerry and now recover the Fountain, as it's not once per turn. And
the Veiler essentially did nothing.
The Little Knight synergy
All that
with
the
Baron
Veiler
Floor
accomplished
is
was preventing
absolutely
Joshua from
disgusting. You can
drawing
actually use the effect
one
of
additional
Baron
card
negate
this
a card
turn,
your
but
opponent
that
controls,
Runic
activate
Spell
Little
will
Knight,
still be in the
banish
graveyard,
himself
so
and the Baron
Josh has
until the
another
end
Runic
phase.
Spell.
Baron returns
It
to
just
the field.
becomes
Remember,
draw
Baron's
2
effect
on
is once
this turn
while
now
face up
instead.
on the field. So then it leaves the field, comes back, and then you can use the negate again.
Yeah, and there are so many synergies, not just that. Even the regain, the plus SP Little Knight, we have seen now against Dark or Light decks makes for a very nasty combo where you just banish both, but then shuffle back while you banish for your
Finals?
opponent.
Yes sir, this is game
Only
2
your
of the
Little Knight comes
finals.
back. So this deck is full of, you know,
Anthony Lopez took game 1,
intricacy.
Joshua Smith went first in game 2.
Yeah, we'll see if it comes up here. Anthony does have
This is
a
the
lot
end
of
board.
good, powerful Light and Darks in the extra deck with the Cyburst engine as mentioned, Masquerena, not Decotito, he isn't actually a fire, isn't he? Yep. But yeah, there's a couple of interactions that, as you've mentioned, work really well this format, and it's probably why Regained is such an important piece of the puzzle here. But Rescue Ace not going to be worried too much here. Did he just pass turn?
Wow.
Anthony Lopez
just
passing,
passed back to Joshua.
didn't have all the outs necessary to break the Runic board, so a common thing you can
Yeah,
do to
there
Runic
are
is
a
just
few
to pass
duelists
and
which
say
I've
to
seen,
them,
you know, I remember
hey,
Kinka
make a
was,
little bit more
in a previous
interruption,
format
or I'm
saying
gonna just
against
keep
the
drawing
Runic
cards
decks,
and try and find my
sometimes you
outs.
just wanna do for this because
Which is reasonable to
they
do.
cannot really attack. You skip their turn, but yeah, it's definitely unfortunate when you don't have enough.
Yeah, there's a world you can just pass because you're not in risk of you know, losing the duel since they can't go to the battle phase.
Yeah.
But I'm just worried that Josh might get ahead a little too far.
So just declare battle phase, skips his battle phase, which takes into
As you
end
see
phase,
past, so Anthony actually
and
was
so both players
really
just
with
get
an
to draw one
outplay
card
here,
essentially.
makes sense.
All right.
Now though, we cannot really play that game anymore. We need to do something, and we have one additional card to do that with. So
Yeah, I guess you could see it as some sort of indirect 1 day of peace activation. If you really squint hard enough, that's just what happened. So Anthony having another extra card.
That's
to,
a solid board though, it is.
have a turn here. Let's see if he can do anything.
Anthony
about
now
this.
with 6 cards in hand instead of the 5,
Josh just goes draw pass.
recouping his losses from going neg 1 off of the Veiler.
Skip another battle phase, no point in that. So let's see if we can hold
Josh
that
with
forward
3 cards
against
in
the
hand, 1
SP
card
and the
set.
Baron.
The set is
As well as
unknown.
a mystery set
All 3
card.
cards in hand are also unknown.
Well, Anthony might have drawn, honestly, because he's thinking about it, but
yeah, maybe he just doesn't see a line that does it. And there are still 19 minutes left in this, 26 already down, and this is gonna be a tough one for Anthony, and he passes back once again. Wow.
That
Anthony
is
says the
really
pass,
unfortunate.
that is very dangerous because
Gosh, that's, I mean, full
2
like,
bestials and it's
traps
game.
or something.
like other 2 Veilers? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, that's really rough here.
Well,
A bestial and a normal summon is also game.
I try and summon out maybe a bestial or 2 should be enough to round out the game here, but
yeah, but maybe he has a read again. Okay, no, he's gonna bounce it back.
So
Okay.
standby phase, he's gonna
Interesting.
Baron tag out
So
for Magnum
Joshua
Wood.
probably sees
Magnum
a
Wood
line
effect.
where he can end this duel right here and puts back the
Double
Baron,
Quem.
and yeah, does have a Quem. Yeah.
special summoning the
Quem
Magnemite
effect,
out
gonna
of the
send
graveyard
a
with the tag out
Cortesia.
effect of Baron, versatile monster, Omni Negate, as well as that synergy we mentioned with Little Knight, but also recurring from the graveyard.
And this can even make a
Normal
Disc
summon
Vader,
right
and then
to
if you have
Arcadia,
additional
that's gonna give us more follow-up
Bestial,
if
you
we
can
find a
banish
fine game here.
the
With a
Quem,
6 and a 4,
and then
can
Disc Vader
just go
reborn
back
the
into
Quem, and they
Baron
make
before
another
we end our
Baron.
turn here. But first and foremost, let's see if Josh can figure out any extra damage right now. It doesn't look
Doesn't
like
look
it,
like he's gonna
actually.
do that though.
Every deck has its
Just
strengths
gonna
and
remake
weaknesses.
a Baron,
Drawing a
so
million
basically
cards
Baron
and
tag
drawing
out
the
got
field
him
really well
a
is
search
one
and
of them,
end
but
phase
dealing a ton of damage
for
sometimes,
Dragon Monster,
running
which
decks
is
can
fine.
struggle with that
They also
without
got a
phase
withdrawal for
restriction
the
and just not
regain.
being able to put up so
Sorry, no,
many,
didn't get a withdrawal for
big
regain.
bodies and monsters, although the bestials do facilitate that quite nicely, but not in this situation. Josh is going to have to settle for remaking Baron.
Yeah, and now there is essentially one more turn for Anthony to do something to stay in this game. Otherwise, we are gonna go to just game 3. Let's see.
Druid's Worm is added back in the end
One
phase here.
The end phase adds Jerusalem back from
Searching
graveyard.
from deck or adding back from grave. Can't summon the Magnemite now to try and generate free advantage because Anthony does not control a monster, so bestials aren't completely free. And yeah, Anthony essentially got to just pass and see 3 extra cards.
Okay,
over
Dual
the
Star
turn.
Discord
Yeah,
HQ.
this is it. We
Dual
need to
Star
play
can
now. We're gonna
pitch
go
Simple Spurs
Diabell
or Snake
Star,
Eye, which can send the
second
Dual
card
Star
from
to
hand
get
here. We're gonna dump
into
that headquarters
Hydrant
from the
or
Anthony
Recordetto,
grave there.
either or.
Gonna chain the SP Little Knight here and
Ooh,
into
an
enemy controller.
Okay, let's
I
see.
saw this card in the side deck of Anthony. I was really
SP target
curious and
Diabao,
wondering,
which is
is that a
strange,
card you
and
would
then
bring in
Baron
against Runic?
negate Econ.
Yeah, and we just negate here with the Baron.
All right.
Let's see if there is anything else from Anthony. At least we have baited both SP and Baron.
Yeah, that's huge here. We're going to set off of the Bellstar, getting the Sinful Spoil out of the deck here. And yeah, the Sinful Spoil engine is probably what took Rescue Ace into domination over the last couple of months. You've probably noticed that Rescue Ace pre-Age of Overlord wasn't exactly an incredibly consistent deck. Did have a lot of power and strength around it, but over the course of Age of Overlord, the Sinful engine has just given it so much
Emergency contributor card from hand, gets him into Hydrant.
with Emergency.
Hydrant can search out Turbulence or Preventer.
Yeah, but not tries the best. Resolves. So right now, obviously Joshua not really scared by this. Let's see.
Yeah, a lot of responses here. Regained will get to trigger on any summon and give you Magnemite more advantage. And if we have any more Runics in our hand, which, you know, there's a chance that there is after drawing so many cards, that can also snowball and further into more draws off of Fountain. Here comes that emergency.
Summon Hydrant and then tribute a Turbulence from Graveyard. So what he most likely wants to search off of this Hydrant is a Preventer, because he wants to go Preventer, banish the Turbulence.
He's gonna use that regained. That gives him
And then he
so
wants to
much
Simple Spoils with Snake Eye,
and
be
goes
able
for
to
a flashing
send
fire
the
from
Preventer,
end.
but
That's one of
obviously
the multiple runes.
Joshua's playing a Runic deck, and
Chainlink
the
one
Hydrant
regained,
is obviously
Chainlink
going to be
flashing
met
fire to
with
destroy the
Interruption
Hydrant.
from Flashing Fire, which will
And I think
destroy
we're
it,
doing this just to try
banish
and
2.
force out any other kind of rescue
The
Ace
follow-up
spell
plays
trap
from
in our hand,
Anthony here could
to
be
stop any potential bonus effects that might come down here.
I think Anthony might
a
have
normal
just
summon of
one
Hydrant,
Yeah. Let's see.
We have a discard, then we
a
have
special
tribute,
summon of
so,
Preventer.
We've gone quite minus here.
No, maybe Chew card. Yeah, maybe Chew card.
All right, that's huge here.
Okay.
Rescue targeting Turbulence as well to bring back. Oh, sorry.
Turbulence.
Alert to add back Turbulence from Graveyard.
Alert. Is that rescue? I swear rescue.
So there will be two Rescue Ace cards in the graveyard, being Hydrant and the Emergency that was sent earlier, as well as HQ.
Then you can special summon it to your field. You can also bring back our opponent's cards if necessary here. There we go, we're going to bring back Turbulence.
Banishing another Emergency, running low on the rescue spells.
So not too worried about that.
Let's see if
And
there
also
is anything else from Joshua to stop this. Freezing Curse. I mean, we could see the same as in the previous.
So
On summon,
Turbulence effect,
is targeting the Runic Fountain.
gonna target Fountain, but Fountain still gets to draw cards.
Deliberating whether we want to chain another Runic to summon Hugin and then protect.
So chilling one Turbulence target Fountain and chaining to Fountain to draw. And also the Magnemite gets to chain block the Fountain.
Player Anthony has to be shielding one right here, which allows.
So draw 2 and then end phase get a Surge, and then Resolution, the Fountain will be destroyed, so the Runics will be offline, but at least you go to draw 2.
Is always going to come last on the chain there.
You also have a follow-up Fountain that you added off with Gary previously. So unless Anthony kills this turn, there is still insane follow-up from Joshua.
Alright, Turbulence going to activate the effect to set from the deck here. We already have one.
Especially a Jerusalem that we know about in hand.
Solid
Three
turn
more.
though by Anthony again. Once again trying his best to stay in this.
Set Contain, Extinguish, and Emergency, the last
Emergency side of the deck here.
3 Rescue Ace spells in the deck that are left. Emergency can banish itself to reset a
Can recur that
spell
with,
trap.
Headquarters if necessary, but I think Anthony's already actually sent the headquarters from the hand, so the long game is not what Anthony wants to play here, I think. Battle phase not used, remember, so we do have some options available.
Battle phase.
Summon of Ash.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's not how you counter Fountain. All right. Do we have any kind of, I don't know, maybe an
No
Almirage or
Ash.
something to climb up to some Cyberse plays, maybe?
But we are gonna see Joshua right here. actually prompted a response and gonna
True
take some of the
Swarm.
Druid Swarm.
Over the Gary shuffle back.
The regain gets the
Gary
recycle
draw one.
the Jerry. We can draw one more card off of regain.
Yeah, and this is a beautiful cycle, but as
So
I
for
mentioned,
spoils,
we know
send
that
the Ash. Ashes
double
for spoils.
star
Ash
that
Blossom
play.
in response here.
And that's it.
That could have been
Wow.
summoned a
The final
Bricodetto
nail
and I
coffin
could
for
have bridged
Anthony.
into
Top
a
deck
Baron,
Ash
which would have
Blossom,
helped break the board
drawn
and prevent
from those
follow-up.
fountain draws earlier is going to be enough for Anthony there, and we are going into game number 3 now.
What a finals, honestly, we are witnessing. Couldn't ask for more. Both duels have been incredible up until now, and this is exactly what this matchup is about. I mean, a lot of back and forth, a lot of advantage, and a lot of what we could say like vintage Yu-Gi-Oh was all
The
about,
all-important
which is
game
card
3.
advantage, trying even those +1s and end up mattering.
Gonna be a
But
tight game
now
3 due to time.
Anthony
That is
gonna go
where
first and gonna
Josh
try
is
to
actually
replicate what he did in
in an
game
advantage
1,
because he does
with
side
some
Red
important
Resonator.
additions from
Oh,
his
sorry,
side
not Red
deck.
Resonator, he
Most
does some
importantly,
side,
that
some
draw
like
and
other
lock,
weird time win
Yeah, I
condition.
think the gameplay that we've witnessed was probably peak Yu-Gi-Oh! I think there was just so much back and forth. There was some really good intelligent
Even
plays there,
Yunan in end
for
phase
both
can gain
players to
1,000 life
navigate around
points.
each other's
Like there's
disruption.
plenty of ways for Josh
Yeah,
to win
really
in
well
time
played.
here.
I think this is going to be a fantastic game 3.
Yeah,
The fact that time matters in a final
for
like
two
bullshit.
turns, right?
Yeah.
And then
I
basically
agree,
was
but it is there,
almost able
and
to
it is
come
a
back into the
factor
game, and,
to
without
competitive
having
Yu-Gi-Oh!
been
And you
in the
have
game
been
still,
playing
I
that
think
way
the Ash Blossom
the whole
Joshua was able to
tournament,
seal the game.
and if it has
here,
determined your
there
games
are
the whole
3
tournament,
Blossom
then
Designator
it should also
that
determine the
Anthony may
finals,
be
in my
sending
opinion.
in, if it really feels like. I mean, that might be good
If they were going to change the rules for the finals, then they should change it for the whole tournament, because changing the time rules in the finals invalidates some people's decks.
In his side deck, perhaps we'll see it in a profile
As shitty
at
as
some
it
point
is.
somewhere, but there's a lot of
True.
curious targets here. Like he's playing Pearly Yeep.
yeah,
you
I
know?
really like
Cross
that.
out for
though.
Pearly Yeep. That's
Yeah.
really
That's
interesting.
really
okay.
heads up. But at the other end,
The reason why Returia Runic was good is not because it was an excellent deck, it was because you could win in time and flex into time win cons if games weren't going your way.
And there is a certain card that is one of the
For example, and if you have to play Runic to Turia in a YCS finals and it's like 65 minutes on the clock instead of 45 minutes, you're immediately at a disadvantage that you didn't prepare for.
9 minutes remaining. But without further ado,
But anyway.
our duelists are ready. After 2
That makes
days, there
sense.
is only one game remaining to crown YCS Bologna champion. Let's find out who that will be.
The all-important game 3.
Can't hear it at home, but the crowd here has given us a loud roar for this.
So
game number 3.
9 minutes left on the
We've gone
clock.
Tooth and nail to fight through
Anthony
this
Lopez
entire,
going first, playing at a very
huge
fast pace,
tournament
adds
that we've got
emergency,
here.
activates
Anthony
emergency,
pushing
emergency
through,
summons hydrant, hydrant.
Joshua
Or
equally
first going
involved
wanted
with
at the
massive,
Bellstar.
just
Dear Bellstar
huge back and
sending-
forth from both players over the last game or two, and now it's time
Sending
for
another
Anthony playing at
airlifter,
light
adding
speed
Civil
here,
Space with Snake Eye,
recognizing-
Civil Space with Snake Eye, gets set, not going to bridge into
Yeah,
this
just
yet.
playing as if
Or we
we've got
are.
30 seconds on the clock here, but I think he sees the lines, the combos.
Summoning
He's probably
Hydrant.
done this a million times already, and so it's just
Plays
about
around
flexing those,
Ash.
the memory of the combo lines here as we try and set up
Emergency.
as quick as possible, because
This
Anthony
can add
does know for sure
either
that
Turbulence
Josh's deck,
or Emergency.
the Runic deck can
Looks like
defend
it's going to be
itself,
adding Preventer,
really well and is
and then
super
Emergency
resilient
can
to
summon your
damage, so
Turbulence,
just hold
distributing
down
your
here. So he
airlifter.
knows that he's going to need multiple turns in order to try and deal damage and get to a battle phase that actually facilitates some damage for him.
And by the way,
So
just
Link
saying, this is the
Karibo
third summon for Anthony.
Opens up your
Just saying.
Turbulence.
Okay. But I mean, the speed is quite impressive from Anthony, as mentioned, and well, there are 8 minutes remaining, and this is crazy stuff. And to be fair, can't blame him for it now.
There's Emergency
It's
here.
his emergency. It resolves. Great news for Anthony.
Yeah, no Ash Blossom coming down here.
Tributes the airlifter.
Bird summoning out the Turbulence, tributing from the field here, and now Turbulence can get 4 from the deck. That's going to give all of the all-important Contain, Extinguish, Alert, and Rescue onto the field here from the deck to be able to start disrupting plays and then try and get to that battle phase on the turn 3 and deal some damage. onto the field here from
Hello?
the deck to be able to start disrupting plays and then
Okay,
try and get
weird
to that
stream.
battle phase on the turn 3 and deal some
Josh
damage.
looks like he has a
We are
bad
hitting
hand. He always looks like that,
just
don't worry.
about 7 minutes on the clock here. Josh is thinking long on this turbulence here. Do we have a response for
So he's
it?
gonna nib
That
here.
is Nibiru, the primal
Anthony Lopez
being.
playing around Ash but did not play around
Believe it,
Nibiru.
the rock
I know
comes
it.
down.
I
Yeah,
know it.
you were counting for a reason, I suppose.
I know it.
Nibiru comes down here on the summit of
This
turbulence.
is still somewhat fine though if he has an extender.
Oh, and a
Ooh.
chain of
Ooh,
Druid's
the
Worm
Druid's
in
Worm
That's
response as
huge.
well. So that's going to send the token. And Josh is, yeah,
That's
just summoning a
huge.
3000 body there,
Why
preventing
that
the
was
turbulence
relevant
from
is
being
because
summoned.
if he left the
And
token
what
there,
can Anthony possibly
Preventer
do
can summon
right
and then he
now?
can make a generic
That was
link
the
2 and then
big
Preventer can
play
reborn
that he
the
had available
turbulence
to him was
managed pile and
the,
then reset 4
turbulence.
anyway.
Yeah,
But
that's
now
crazy from
it forces
Joshua.
Anthony to have
Just
Preventer
what
plus
you
an
needed
additional
there.
extender,
Perfect pair in hand, and wow.
which is
Anthony,
nothing.
yeah, just gonna
So
pass
it's
play.
Preventer pass and then hopefully Preventer summon Airlifter, which gets him combo next turn. So at the moment he's just going Magnum with target the Linkaribo, Magnum with being able to add the Lebellion.
Because the Dark Monsters, Link Karibo was made in the graveyard. Magnum
And then
making
hopefully just
certainly
playing
end phase
into
4, Lebellion,
something like
the
an
Bestial
Imperm.
Alber, whatever you want, and that's going to give you, well, I mean, as long as Josh doesn't activate a runic card, he can deal some sort of damage, surely, only through one singular back row remaining from Anthony, completely out of resources. That Nibiru wiping away
As a
the entire
Lebellion draws
field.
for turn,
Unbelievable.
Lebellion can pitch him
This is an incredible
Sironia, which
game.
is Hugh can discard fodder, but first he obviously wants to get some damage in, so it's going to normal Quem, send Cartesia, Cartesia will, and Magnum will be able to make Baron can pop Preventer, and then Baron will be able to negate Preventer. If it gets Imperm, that's also fine, because Nibiru can jack it and then Baron attacks and that's 3000 damage. Main 2 you can just combo with time.
Crazy opening. The Magnamut once again limited but glued to Joshua and this weekend, and well, this is an amazing turn.
I don't know what happened. We had a nice little slow back and forth over the last game or two. Big technical plays, but now we are just lighting the fire here as both players going all in. There is the Baron the Floor being summoned now, activating
Going
the
off to the
destroy
back row.
the last spell and trap card. The
Back row is
oldest card on the field.
Imperm.
It's an infinite impermanence being forced out here.
Sure.
Joshua taking a second to think about that. That is fine. You wouldn't want to negate the Imperm.
No real reason at all to negate this. Let that resolve, and you've got 3000 damage. Through
No
to the
reason
white
to
boys
really
directly.
play in main phase 1 and activate a runic right now. You just really want to go battle phase. Get no damage in because the Preventer will be sent to graveyard, so you need a way to clear the Preventer. So what he's going to do is going to go Bestial Sironia,
The activation in hand of what appears to be another
banishing the
Bestial.
Quem.
Another one. That's the one he added with the Magnamut.
Yep, there's the Saronir here. Curious if we'll
Discarding Bestial Lebellion to try and search,
and
and then summoning Lebellion, sending another Dark Monster, like something like Bestial Luba, for example.
I think we'll have the bottom phase. No.
You know, in hindsight, if Josh just destroyed the monster,
Summoning
and negated
Lebellion
the
from
Imperm,
hand.
I think we would have had more than enough for a game, honestly. But all right, this is still going to be working out quite nicely. Saronir sends, Lebellion summoned out. Going to send the card to the graveyard. set
Sironia
up
being
the
able
game.
to send.
No access to runic cards so far, but obviously no reason to
Works.
use
He
them
doesn't
early.
need them.
Yeah.
This works out.
I don't know if he's actually
I mean,
activating
the
this
runic
effect, no,
cards
he isn't.
carried
So it's
the
just
whole
Lebellion
weekend,
plays
but
3 gain.
right here in game 3 now,
This
without a
is
single
some
runic card.
amount of damage. There's 25 damage on the field right now.
Wow, and the
Duality targeting Lebellion, being able to tag out for any level 8 extra deck monster.
Summoning out the deck. The extra
That
deck
being
rather.
Scarlet. Scarlet can burn for damage.
Dragon Archfiend for damage in time if necessary. I don't know if it's
So
gonna be
Duality being able
required,
to
but
shuffle
Duality's
back the
bonus effect on the
Bestials,
graveyard,
draw one
recycling along the
card,
dark,
shuffling out
draw
a
another.
Lebellion, and
Wise
a
man once said, "I'm
Saronia.
a banish a light in the dark," but instead we're returning it to the graveyard to draw another card. Can we facilitate or see any other pieces of the puzzle to give us more damage here and just go for game?
Pure bestial.
How much
Yeah.
damage? Can
3
we
minutes
even
left
do
on
here?
the
We can
clock.
do 6,000 and then effect destroy. That's going to be 75. We just need 500
Yeah.
damage.
I think that is 75. Yeah.
Do we have anything else? Josh just needs 500 damage from the hand in the battle phase to be able to take this
Battle
out.
phase,
Looks
Nibiru
like
attack,
we're
prevent,
going into the
prevent,
battle phase.
summon.
Nibiru, the primal being
The
attacks over,
airlifter
and the
gets
preventer actually
emergency
falls back into the
follow-up.
lifter here, very important. Chooses
Full
not
alert
to,
follow-up.
negate with the Baron effect here.
Yeah, because it's negated by impermanence.
Yeah, of course,
so
the infinite impermanence.
Baron will
that was
attack
earlier.
into
Yeah, okay.
the airlifter. Scarlet will attack direct for
wait
3000.
a second, because I have a doubt. Wasn't the same regain column as the impermanence? I'm just noticing.
Main phase 2, we can go
think
That was
SB.
the, wait, that was the imperm column.
I'm pretty sure it was the same impermanence column.
Did we use regain draw effects?
Yeah, it was the same column
Yeah.
as the regain, right? But we haven't used any of the effects, I think. So just let's keep that in mind, I think, yeah? Right? But just as a, yeah.
Okay.
Just to remind, I guess, us if it ever happened. But I don't think we drew a card, right?
No, I'm not sure that we actually recycled anything, because we only... did we recycle the cards? We only have one banished monster. Although we summoned... What? Was it 2 Bestials? One of them was Link Karibo, one of them was the Quem.
I think it should be okay, right? Because you didn't. I mean, same column, but
Yeah, I don't think they were used, though, right? No. So for now, all good.
yeah, that's good.
Okay, so main phase 2 continues. A little bit of judge call. SB is gonna go target.
Linking away the Nibiru and the Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. Doesn't need to use the effect to burn here because we've done 3,000 in the battle phase. Linking away into SP Little Knight. Remember we talked about that in
Getting away a Hydrant.
and the SP.
Absolutely, and with just 2 minutes remaining, this is
Set
quite
1.
a tough
End.
field to break and then deal damage. Wow.
We haven't used a single runic card, by the way.
Okay,
Just,
draw for turn.
Remember, so
Anthony Lopez with 2 cards in hand.
Swiss Army knife
Normal
can go ahead and
Hydrant.
Do anything, I suppose. Normal summoning Hydrant, and Anthony has 1 minute 30 seconds.
3 cards
to
in hand,
deal
sorry.
with the SP,
Hydrant,
Regain,
Emergency, and an
Baron,
Unknown.
and make 3,000 damage just to tie this up.
Okay, he's gonna Druid
Gonna
Swim.
resolve here on the summon of a monster, specials out the Druid's Worm from the graveyard.
Graveyard.
And now we're gonna activate Hydrant. Will Josh negate and destroy this? Do we hold here? We're gonna think for just a moment here.
I think it will make sense to negate it, right? Because you know that there's a spell in
Gonna
Anthony's
Baron
hand.
attempt to negate Hydrant.
Alright, so Baron negate.
Yeah.
Negate and destroy the Hydrant.
Is
Does
there anything else from
Here
Anthony?
we go. Activate Turbulence.
Turbulence effect to summon.
Okay.
But the time is, oh my god, 1 minute remaining.
Time is ticking. Time is ticking. We're banishing 2 here. Special summoning Turbulence on
My god,
summon.
what an ending.
We could use the Little Knight here. No, okay. We're gonna let that
Alert
hit the
target
field here, and
Turbulence.
now we're gonna reborn the Turbulence. It looks like.
There a response from Joshua.
SB tag out
Seems like
the
Little
Yeah, I
Knight will
think
be
we are
used.
Turbulence
definitely gonna
and
use Little Knight
Yeah.
here.
the
Activate Little
Self
Knight,
summon the
banishing
Turbulence. Turbulence were able
itself
to
and the
reset,
Turbulence.
but
A
there's not
second
enough
Turbulence
time
hits the
for
field. You put 30
Anthony to get
seconds
any
left on the
damage
clock. It
in.
doesn't matter if you can set 27 cards from the deck.
One
here.
turn,
We need to do 3,000
Recycling the
damage.
simple supposed to
card,
Snake Eyes,
what
drawing
is
1
it?
card.
Because of the sinful engine. Do we have anything else here?
Banishing
That's
a card
preventer
for
from the hand
Airlifter.
here that we are banishing
My
to
God.
special summon. Hits the board. Can we deal anything? 3,000.
Turbulence
Remember, 4
effect.
cards being
My
set
God.
from the deck.
10
Setting
seconds
1.
left.
12
What is the
seconds, 11
ending?
seconds, 10, not 10
Crazy,
seconds, 9
crazy ending
seconds.
here.
And
Wow.
Anthony playing at lightning speed. Even at 8 minutes, he recognized that this was going to be a long duel.
Time.
He was playing at supersonic speed, but
And
there
seems
it
like
is.
time might
0
be called.
seconds
Wow.
left.
Any
That's
seconds
it.
now.
5,000 life points. Josh on
Wow.
8k. And here we've got 2 bodies on the field setting off the Turbulence. Did we resolve the Turbulence yet?
Yes, we did,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
only 1 target
One
was
target?
left.
That's
So now,
insane.
again, moments away. He's just trying to figure out what he has. He has Ita. Can he even bring anything back? Scarlet is dark.
Okay,
Wow.
confirmation from the judges. Time has been called. in
Time
main
has
phase
been
1.
called.
There is no error on your screen. This is it. We need to do 3,000 damage in the main phase.
Yeah.
Do we have it? How? How?
Yeah, it seems like it's just a matter of moments, and Joshua might have pulled this one off because there is no battle phase for Anthony. Wow.
Okay, making some link plays here. What could we possibly commit to? 3,000 damage. Like,
I think he's
how?
just realizing what's going on, and unfortunately can't blame him unless there is some ace up his sleeve, really considering all of his lines. But
Final, like,
Yeah.
chance here. This is the end of the. It's the main phase. Like,
Yeah,
what can we do?
just
Like, we're
here
gonna go
is the
Hita.
Ita.
Okay. Hita, bring back the airlifter.
Mm-hmm.
Do something with Celine maybe, because we have a spellcaster.
there is
Bring
the
back another monster
Celine
into a Link 4. Looking, we're gonna go SP, Little
SP
Knight
on the
here.
face down.
Banishing
Okay,
the face down, chaining it. Runic Slumber.
protecting the Baron, it
Okay,
seems.
protecting Baron from destruction. Doesn't wall up with Jerry or anything like that. Not needed. Banishing 2 cards.
And
top
that's
of
it.
your turn. Over Josh Richmond takes down another YCS. Bologna 2023 2023. Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's
what an
go!
incredible match.
What a match and what an ending it was, down to the last second. Once again in
Christ
time,
almighty.
what a crazy ending and what an event. Wow.
GG's, dude.
Bologna has been incredible with that. So many duelists, 2,488 from all over the world, over 12 rounds of Swiss and top 64, but in the end, once again, is Joshua Smith winning his 4th YCS. What a weekend we just witnessed.
Oh my god.
Oh,
I love
insane
how it's gonna be the
performance.
new tagline and motto for Josh. That is incredible. What a duel.
No,
what a
no,
duel.
no.
Right down to the final duel.
Nibiru plus Drew Svorman, he had it all. I mean, what a match. What a weekend,
Absolutely,
honestly. I mean,
but on
16
the other hand,
hours worth of
kudos
streaming
to
this
Anthony.
YCS,
He
and the
laid his
conclusion
heart
is that
out
Joshua
in
Smith
what was
wins
a very
it.
tough final, and after losing already at YCS Leone in the
God.
final, you really gotta feel bad for him. But he proved once again that he's one of the best players in Europe. I'm sure he will have an amazing future ahead of him, and probably at some point end up with the trophy of his own. But amazingly played, and in the end, The Rock. Nibiru
That's crazy,
was what
dude.
won the finals for Joshua, most likely, and this is
Another
his.
verse, Glatonia is the trophy. So congratulations to Joshua Schmidt getting another accolade for himself. Unbelievable. So yeah, we are going to be having a presentation of sorts for this
Absolutely.
award ceremony to present Josh with his prize, the first place trophy.
And again, yeah, thank you guys
He played really
once
well.
again for being with us for the entire weekend. It has been a blast to do commentary for this event back in Italy after a while. But again, feel free, go back, watch the entire journey.
Thanks, Joshua.
of
No
how
disrespect,
Joshua
mad
was
respect. Thank you,
crowned
thank you. I do try my
four-time
best.
YCS champion. But what a weekend and what a day we just witnessed through these
I did have
amazing
some minor
duels.
oopsies,
And
like I didn't
now,
know
let's
exactly what
hear
the
it
Fire
from the
King
man himself
combos
with
were.
Head.
But I think I did a good job in general.
Your champion of the
Blasphemy.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship Series live in Bologna is none other than the man himself, Joshua Schmidt!
He just wants to go
Congratulations,
sleep
Joshua.
now.
You've just come off the back
He's
of a
happy,
World
but he wants to go
Championship,
sleep.
and now
I
you're
would be
straight back
so
into
dead,
winning
dude.
YCSs. How does it feel?
Thank you so much. It still feels surreal every single time.
It never gets old.
It really doesn't.
Well, speaking of getting old, nothing's going to get old like having a good old trophy handed to you. This is your trophy and your prize card. Another verse Glatonia. Congratulations. Give it up for your trophy-holding champion, Joshua Schmidt.
Every
Thank
time
you
it looks
so
goofy
much
as fuck.
to everyone who has been watching this show. This has been absolutely brilliant to do. Thank you to all of you at home for watching. Thank you to all of our judges. Thank you to everyone who's made this happen. And thank you to all of you, the duelists, who make these events happen. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't be able to do this. One more time, give it up for your champion, Joshua Schmidt! That's going to be it from us. Thank you very much, all of you, for watching at home. And we will see you at our next YCS event very soon. Take care.
Fucking hypers, man. Holy shit. Okay. 12 hours and 20 minutes today. That is an insane time. I think this is one of the longest streams I've ever done.